Hello everybody, here we come again with interesting topic about tokens versus cookies. When it comes to authentication, this is a big battle between cookies and tokens and when to use them. First, let us know what is session cookies. Session cookie is type of cookie that holds the session identifier. After the user authenticated, the server holds the session at the server side with his info and put a reference ID in the session cookies at the user client side. This simple chart shows how it works. The client sends a credential to the server for authentication. Servers check the credentials and store the session into the session storage, which can be database or flat files at server, and return set cookie header to set a new cookie that holds the identifier to the session stored at the server. Then with every request, client sends session cookie that holds the session identifier. The server look at the session storage with the session ID and retrieve the user info and return it to the client. Okay, good. Is it used for API too? Yes, the answer is yes, but it's not all cases. You can send the cookies and set cookie in most API clients. Not perfect, but in sometimes it fixes issue appears with tokens. Now let's talk about tokens. The token exchange flow is similar to cookies. The client sends the credentials to the server. Server is check for the credentials and generate token. Token return to the client. The client sends the token with every request. The server validates the token and performs the request. To understand the difference between cookies and tokens, let's see the difference between stateful and stateless. Stateful means that authentication, record, or session is kept in both server and client side. Stateless means that the server doesn't keep record of which user are logged in or which token have been issued. It's just validate token. Now with the important question. Where is the session ID or token stored in the client? It can be stored in one of two places, cookies or local storage. Each of them has advantage and disadvantage. After we clear the two methods, let's see what's wrong with session cookies. First, cookies is vulnerable to cross-site scripting if it's not flagged as HTTP only. HTTP only flag prevents the JavaScript from accessing the cookies, but in the same time, if it's front-end application and heavily uses JavaScript and Ajax, the developer need to access the cookie with JavaScript, so they don't flag it with HTTP only. Second problem is that cookies is vulnerable to CSRF attack. If hacker fools the user and perform a request on his behalf, the browser will send the cookies as the logged user and the server will authenticate the request. The cookies also hard to scale. There is a lot of problem when it comes to scale session on the server side. Okay, what about tokens? Tokens are also vulnerable to cross-site scripting if it's stored in local storage or cookies without HTTP only flag. And it's also vulnerable to CSRF attack if it's stored in cookies. And if token hijacked, it can be revoked. It means so if someone reported to the developers that hacker stole his token, the developer can't do anything. The hacker will keep access to the victim account till the token expires. Last thing, you can store sensitive data in the tokens. Tokens is not hashed or encrypted. Token like GWT is signed and can be decoded easily. This session was a quick session just to let you know the main difference between session cookies and tokens. The most used approach to authenticate users in API is token based, but it have its disadvantage, but it's most used and compared to cookies. That's all for now. See you next time with GWT JSON Web Tokens. Thank you.